Back, everyone, to Open Line. Happy you are with us. Talking about universal absentee ballots. Should we have them in the August primary and the November presidential election here in Tennessee? Right now, if you're over 60, you can get an absentee ballot. You can do that if you are over 60. If you're concerned about the coronavirus. But if you are concerned about the coronavirus and you're under 60, that is not a valid reason. That's not a reason currently that you can get a universal absentee ballot. We have with us Representative London Lamar, a Democrat from Memphis, and we have a bunch of calls. So let's just go right back to the phones here. Let's go to Godwin. Hello, Godwin.
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
What's on your mind? You can state what's on your mind.
Okay. My question is, yes, sir, I'm on the phone. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're on TV right now. Go right ahead.
Okay, all right. I think voting is a constitutional right. It does not outline that mail-in, in-person, or universal. My question to the representative is, what did the Secretary of State think about people voting in person? It looks as if the Republicans have an underlying fear. This is done for one particular party. It's everybody. So this is constitutional right. And that is what it does not say in person is not constitutional. Universal is not constitutional. Mail-in is not constitutional. In fact, when they established the postal system, all these things were on their mind. If you cannot
when they established the postal system, this was what was on their mind. What is your question? Say it really succinctly again.
Okay. Why is it that we are having problems for mailing ballot, universal, or whatever form of voting?
Why is this even is this even a question? I guess it's a constitutional right. Why is this even a question? I mean, the Republican Secretary of State has said that it would be a huge change to make on a short notice, and that it would cause problems. Obviously, the state's not used to doing it. That's the reason. They've expanded it dramatically, but to expand it to everyone would just be a huge change in a short period of time. And of course, there's the concern about fraud. So that's the answer, I think, to his question. But what do you want to say?
I think that right now there are plenty of states already implementing universal absentee voting that we can seek advice and we can, support and absolutely copy what they're doing. And so I think that it's not impossible or it won't be overly difficult. It may be a little change, but it's something that we must do. Again, this is just, we're not back to normal. We are in a state of emergency. We are in a pandemic, and it's just going to require a little bit more effort in order for us to ensure that everyone can exercise their constitutional right to vote. It's not easy, but nothing is easy during this time. Everybody is suffering. Everybody is making adjustments. Everybody's adapting, and it's just a part of life that we're going to have to do. And I hope that Governor Bill Lee executes an executive order to implement universal absentee voting, or we're going to have to push to defeat this in the courtroom.
All right, let's go to Carolyn. Hello, Carolyn.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. I have two or three comments. I think that they could, they put off everything else and cancel things. Why don't they just put off the election to a later date when people can go and vote? And another thing is, everybody that I know goes out to shop, and any of the stores that's open are full. So I don't believe what the lady said, that people are not getting out. They are getting out in droves. There's traffic everywhere. All the shopping centers are full. People are getting out. They should put the voting places in Walmart, Kroger's, places like that. If wearing a mask, keeping our hands clean, keeping social distancing doesn't work, then why do we have to do it in the stores? we should be able to go and vote that way and keep our distance from people. And another thing I wanted to ask was why we can't have someone that is on the opposite side to answer questions or give their opinions. Why is it always just the liberal side that we hear instead of having a person that is against the mail-in vote to be on there and tell what they think? I just think they have to put the election off till we can feel safe again, because the way I look at it is we have had to cancel all of the things that we enjoy doing. And so why not just let Trump stay in there? He's doing a great job. I don't know why anybody wouldn't vote for him. I will stand in the rain all day long to vote for Trump and take my chances. I am
okay, all right, we're running. Okay, I get your point. Yes, we will have the other side on, and I appreciate that. We try not to have people on and just yell at each other, but there are two sides. We will have both sides on. I've tried to ask questions that bring up points of the other side, but I understand and respect that part of your question. Put off the election. I'm not sure if you're serious, but okay, what do you say to somebody who says put off the election, Representative?
I say we don't have to if we implement universal absentee. If you would like to vote in person, if you would like to put on your mask and show up and stand in the rain and vote for Trump, you have that right. And universal absentee option for everybody won't take that away from you. But for those of us who don't want to take that risk, who don't want to show up because of fear of catching the coronavirus, I don't think we should have to. And again, I want to emphasize the push for universal absentee voting is not a partisan issue. It's an issue that's going to protect all people. Again, South Carolina's governor has implemented, it's a conservative state. Georgia has implemented universal absentee, it's a conservative state. Texas will be implementing universal absentee voting, it's a conservative state. And so what we're seeing is these states who are predominantly being won by Trump are also implementing universal absentee voting. So again, this is not just an issue that Democrats are pushing. This is an issue that both Republicans and Democrats have come together on to remember that our goal is to keep everyone safe.
What about more polling locations? She said put up more polling locations, perhaps inside Walmart or whatever. Are there going to be more polling locations?
I think that they've adjusted the times according to the plan or the amount of people that can be in a location. I'm not sure about adding more polling locations. From my understanding, I think we have an adequate number of polling locations. So I'm not advocating for the money to be spent on additional polling locations. I'd rather that money be spent towards making sure we have the funds for universal absentee voting.
Carolyn, thank you for your call. All right, we're going to take a break. Sorry, then I'm going to come back and get a bunch of calls. Take a break. Be back right after this.